Yeah. You have to dance. If you don't, you have no soul. Hey R2, do you remember Darth Vader? Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. We are Blessthefall, and we're here with AP today to talk about Star Wars. Pardon?
No.
No. What do you think of the new Star Wars cast?
I obviously heard a long time ago that the original cast members were coming back, like Han Solo and Princess Leia. That obviously sparked my interest.
Yeah, the idea of having Mark Hamill and having Carrie Fisher and then come back is cool. I was kind of hesitant though, just because you don't know if they're gonna.
They're so much older now.
So I was like, are they just gonna go CGI with it, or is it gonna just be like post New Republic being installed and just going on with it? Yeah, I am excited though because I did like the new ones a lot, and I feel like we might get the best of both, where we're gonna see, like, I feel like Disney does a good job, like with the Avengers they did a great job.
I like the Avengers,
and I feel like they're gonna do a good job in incorporating and understanding where maybe the faults of the last 3 that were released were, and maybe having the older generation will kind of
even the producer.
JJ, he's a fan of the series.
I'm not a fan of Star Trek, but I did enjoy his Star Trek movies, so I have high hopes.
Yeah, I think JJ is the right guy to do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
They're gonna have anyone else except
better be sick.
Hey R2, do you remember Jabba the Hutt?
Well, we didn't really talk about because we don't know his name, but the guy who played.
Be careful.
Smeagol.
You might cut your neck.
Oh, the guy who played Smeagol in Lord of the Rings is going to be in Star Wars. So we were debating.
Precious.
What character?
Precious.
Debating what character he was going to be. If he's going to actually be a human or.
Do you think he'll just voice? Maybe like
see
something CGI? That could be cool. They incorporate that.
I miss the puppets though. I miss when Star Wars used to do puppets. Everything's just way too CGI nowadays, but can't fight it.
Yeah. Play message.
This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only...
I used to love Return of the Jedi. That was my favorite forever. But I think as I've grown older, Empire Strikes Back might be my favorite now. I think it's a darker tone overall, which also has me excited for the new one because the co-director for Empire Strikes Back is coming to help J.J. Abrams. So, man.
Jedi Strikes Back, New Hope.
I'd say Revenge of the Sith.
Sith.
I think I like Phantom Menace before I like Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones was okay. The thing was, like, you have Mace Windu and they have that big battle with the droids.
Yeah, that
and Attack of the Clones.
Quick.
And did you know that Mace Windu had, I guess it is, Banff engraved on his lightsaber?
Really?
He's a badass motherfucker on his purple lightsaber, so that's pretty cool.
I gotta look that up.
And the Yoda fight with Dooku is cool. Grievous, the whole Grievous thing's cool. I
like when Yoda just started flipping around and getting all crazy.
I remember being at the theater and the theater
so
just erupted in like in the mid fight, and that was just like such a cool experience.
I was so bummed.
If I had to do my top 3 fights, that wouldn't make it, but it would be an honorable mention.
Hey bud, this is Papa.
My top 3 fights would be, my first one would be Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan fighting Maul. That one, when they did the double-sided lightsaber, my mind as a child blew. Like, I remember having the double-sided lightsaber and like trying to take on all my friends who had like regular ones, and I just felt like the coolest kid on the block. So I was like, I'm gonna mess all of you up, and so that's my number 1.
I really enjoyed the fight over the Sarlacc pit.
That's a good one too.
That was pretty wild.
Yeah, that one's cool because it's just such a contrast comparative to like
a one-on-one or.
Yeah, well, but you know what? I do like. I say my number 2 is probably Luke fighting Vader. Just
of course.
Do you think it? See, it's hard because in Empire he loses his hand, so that's. I think I like. I think that I like Return of the Jedi the most because throughout the whole movie he's wearing black, and they said that that's kind of like foreshadowing that he's flirting with the dark side, but then at the end when he takes the black off, there's white underneath to kind of show that he does stay with the light side of the Force. So I kind of like that because, you know, he's being tempted by the Emperor. It's a big thing, and he knows it's his dad. That's a cool fight. And then we're talking lightsaber battle fights here.
Strictly lightsaber?
Yeah. I don't know. From my last one's probably I liked Grievous when he fought Obi-Wan. That's actually from Clone.
Grievous is pretty cool.
That was pretty cool when he pulled out like 8 lightsabers. Yeah, that was cool. And then you had the lizard and they're like running around. He's like running away.
That was cool.
That was a cool fight. I don't know if it's my third, but it's like all those are pretty good. What would you say?
I can't think of another.
Pick another one.
I'm just trying to think of a specific fight. I just keep thinking of battles.
Yeah,
mainly, rather than something individual.
Yeah, like the fight that destroyed the Death Star, you know? If we're counting, if we can count, the Mecha, where it's, Imperial walkers, then I would say when they're fighting on Hoth.
Yeah.
That's, such a cool... The way they did that visually is so sick. Because,
tripping the walkers.
Yeah, the snow speeders.
Yeah.
It's that whole scheme was just perfect, so... Hey, R2. Play message.
This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I like the Boba Fett idea. I think that's cool.
As long as they don't ruin it.
They're thinking about doing a spinoff,
yeah.
And if they're going to do a spinoff, and they have to know going into it. Well, anything Star Wars affiliated, they know that there's pre-existing
levels to achieve.
Yeah, the standard's been set, so they know that they can't put a Boba Fett movie out and have it just
blow it.
Yeah, if they blow it,
yeah.
That could almost tarnish it because he is such a cool character and has such a cool cult following. I mean, George Lucas did it before though with those Ewok specials. Remember the Christmas ones they did, and no, you don't see those because they're god awful, and nobody talks about those.
I mean, maybe less is more though. Maybe just don't do a spin-off.
I like quantity over quality for sure. But I did like Clone Wars, the series. I do like Clone Wars. Yeah, I've definitely been on Netflix and binge watched that. So,
I mean, Boba's still alive. They could maybe bring him back in
well, would it be cool? Would you like to see Boba do a prequel setting where it's him building it up and they show him as a kid destroying the what is it? What do they call the Empire's ships? It's the Star Destroyer. They said that he destroyed one of those single-handedly, and that kind of is what set Boba so high.
If it wasn't a strictly Boba spin-off and it was we were talking about before, where it was all the bounty hunters, that would probably be cool because then you could probably get enough into one movie.
And it shows a little bit of character depth and actually makes him more than just...
I think that would be cool, rather than strictly just Boba Fett.
Yeah.
A bounty hunter spin-off.
I feel really nerdy right now, but we're really talking about it.
Fan. I liked
He's cocky.
Gengar. Or that's a Pokemon. Now we're getting into something else.
That's a whole other realm.
The freaking weird lizard guy.
Oh yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. He's got the red and the yellow color.
I like
the robot. It's like T-38 or something, and I love the backstory where they're saying he can control worlds, and it's crazy. He's got a really cool story behind him. So when I was a kid, I had that toy, and I did the research to kind of figure out what's this.
I never got that one.
Yeah. What draws you to Star Wars, Matt?
Just everything. Everything draws me to
the
Star
concept,
Wars.
like we said,
the costumes, the characters, the storyline. Everything.
It's something you can revisit. I feel like it's one of those where you can watch all 6 movies and you can find something new that you didn't see. And I've been watching these since I was a kid, and you find a new element that just really you find yourself latching onto. It's whether it be the character development or some underlying political theme, or just maybe you just like a battle a lot more. It's one of those series that's really stood the test of time, and prior to me even existing, this was out and super relevant, and now it's just it still has had an effect on me my entire childhood, and it's cool.
My mom had a summer job at Toys R Us, and she would come home with
Sick.
My first figure
sick.
was a Chewbacca, and I was really young at the time, and I had no clue.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I like this guy. Like, we need more.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just.
Do you ever watch like there's like tons of documentaries like Lucasfilm and stuff, and we're just talking about like I like going like to the cons and that whole aspect of it. I think that I was watching a video about they do like Jedi training like battles in New York where they like simulate like the battles like from lightsaber like it's essentially a swordmanship.
That's sick.
And I think that like people like this stuff for different reasons.
And then I took the markers away. Like, just kidding.
Real trickster. Let's see.
Do you want to pull out like a logo?
I'm just gonna do some really bad Blessthefall script.
Oh, no, that's the old logo?
Yeah. That's old. That's Craig era.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it is right there.
Yeah. Hey, Craig.
Hey, what's up?
How's it